Now, here we are, back again, Mondays, yes. We have got a full 4 team members there now as well. Audrey, lovely to have you back on. Thank you very much. Are you well? Are you good?
Yes, I'm wonderful, and it's great to be here.
Right. Now, I got told off Audrey not to take down one of my beds or put planks of wood down or anything like that. So hopefully we're gonna wing it, as we say over
Yes,
here, Audrey. We're gonna wing it.
because I would have to pick up one of those planks of wood and tap you with it because, uh, yeah, I was yelling at the screen when I saw you say that. No, don't be doing that. That's
Listen,
backwards.
when you get
Come on,
royalty come to your allotment, do you know what I mean? It's almost like
which
having the bloody queen there, you know what I
which
mean?
is
It's like
hilarious. But
the godmother coming. Oh,
yeah,
Tony,
I appreciate the effort.
get them
But
borders tidied
yeah, I
up.
think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine.
Jess, are you well? Are you good?
Really good.
Lovely.
We have had the internet going on and off all day today. It's also like video upload day, so I've just been like,
Right.
finally it's working. But other than that, everything's good. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, Jess, have you got fibre to the door or fibre to the junction box in your area? Oh, no, doesn't ring a bell. It's not ringing bells, that.
I think it's to the door.
Oh, it's so close to getting in. I've seen the engineers. They said they're going to hand it over. It's there, and I keep checking twice a day now. That's how bloody sad I am to get like 1.6 gigs, so I can kind of do quite lots of things. But so you've
I mean,
got.
we do have when it's this is the first time it's ever had a problem. Where there's a company called Community Fibre, and it is quick as a flash. Like we transferred from whatever it was, Virgin Media or whatever, which was just absolute pants.
Right.
And yeah, it's incredible. This is the first time it's ever gone down, but it just happened to be a Monday.
Hopefully.
Well, Tony, are you going to set up another camera?
I'm gonna have loads, Audrey.
Watching whether or not.
If anyone doesn't know what Audrey's on about, there is. I mean, it's not actually on. I've had to switch it off, Audrey. So if anyone's watching now and they're in the live chat on YouTube, if you're at the end of the show, you can come over and watch me chilies and aubergines grow in the green
Grow.
there. So that's
Minute
on
by
my
minute.
channel. There's
Yes.
a live, and it's, to be honest, my internet's rock steady. It's been going for about 4 days there now. So, and it's just people watching. Well, there's a fan moving. There's a fan oscillating. That's it. You know what I mean? So if you just want to carry on with your live chat, yes. Mark, my friend and compadre on Friday nights as well.
Yeah,
Are you well? Are you good?
I am. I'm tip top. I'm really well. And hands up, right? Hands up. I'm a fan of the live greenhouse cam. I've been on. I was saying before. I opened YouTube up this morning, right? So it's just sitting there having my morning cup of coffee, and it comes up on my homepage. You know that it suggests all the different things to watch, and it's got Tony's live, and I say let's click on this.
Let's click on this.
And there it was. And I love looking at the temperature gauge. So you can see the fan moving, and then I like to see what temperature it is inside your greenhouse because you can see on the little thing. And then even better, like the moment of the day. This made my day. I was watching it, and Tony himself appeared at the time. He wasn't in the greenhouse. It was outside the greenhouse. But you were shuffling, you were huffing and puffing. And
doing things. I normally edit that out, Mark. Man. You know what? Sometimes, so and I'm sure people will catch us sometimes. Is like first thing in the morning, pajamas, slippers, picking up dog shit. You know what I mean? That's what you'll see me bloody bending down like. Daisy, no! Sick, man! God, get out of the way! Get out, you know what I mean?
That's peak telly. That is peak telly.
So, if anyone didn't know, me and Mark, and myself and Mark, do a Friday show as well where we're chatting. Now, Jess, one of the questions I'm going to ask is, this is the type of question we do on the Friday show. Jessie, are you ready for this? Now, don't be embarrassed if you don't want to tell her.
All right.
Fruit scone or cheese scone? Which is yours?
Don't like scones. I'm really sorry.
Your mouth out.
She's an English rose, and she doesn't like scones.
That's an awkward question to ask.
I'm really sorry. I didn't want to embarrass you.
I'm impressed you call them scones and not scones as well. The proper name with the.
No, there's a lot of controversy surrounding scones, whatever you want to call it. Like, so much controversy with jam and cream and cheese and not how you say it and everything. And I've just made a life decision to stay well out of it. They're like it's like chewing through cardboard rock. Like, I really am not up for it at all. No.
Oh, you've not had a good one then.
I've been all over the place with people trying to convince me that
I'm going to have to apologise to the audience here. This is
I know.
It's getting X-rated. No, it's almost...
Should I just sign out now? It's done.
Done for the day.
We'll have to end this, Jess. I'm sorry. This contract's null and void now. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll have to move on quickly. And Mark, fruit scone or cheese scone?
Now it's a really difficult question, you see, because if I'm out somewhere, right? If I've gone to a lovely little cafe or something, 100% fruit scone every time. However, I make the best cheese scone you've ever tasted. So I've got a Paul Hollywood book, right? And there's a scone recipe in there for cheese scones. 3 different cheeses, little bit of Parmesan on the top. Oh, magnificent. So if I'm out, fruit scone. If I'm in the house, home-baked cheese scones. They're only good for a day or so. You need to have them as soon as they're done. As soon as they're out of the oven, let them cool for a couple of minutes. Bit of butter, jobs are good.
Audrey, can I move on to you then?
Sure. Only I say scone over here.
At least you like them, Audrey. That's the saving grace. You know?
Nothing like. Wait a minute. What did you say? I saw Jesse like go hiding. What did you
scored
say?
Points for at least liking the scones.
Oh, okay. No, I actually love them, and if they're good, oh my gosh, there's nothing better. Fruit, I love. Cheese, I'm not sure I've had a lot of cheese scones, but I've had fruit.
It's fruit from me.
Fruit are lovely. So yeah.
My wife takes it one step further. Cheese scone with English mustard and black pepper.
Ooh,
sounds good.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
that'd be good. I'm looking forward to high tea every day as we're crossing the Atlantic.
Oh, I thought you meant when you're at the allotments, because you'll get the scones with Jesse. There'll be a bag of crisps for you. That's all of the Jesse.
You get packet noodles on my allotment. None of this scones business.
We're going to be so spoiled with high tea every day on the liner. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's not, Audrey, how long? It's not that long, is it? Or no?
What do you mean? When we leave?
Yeah, for you.
We leave March 29th. We push off in New York.
That's my birthday, March 29th.
Oh,
it's a good day to set sail.
Yeah, lovely. We'll smash a little champagne on the boat in honor of your birthday.
And then another one, and then another one, and then every day they'll just smash another couple. I hope you don't get off that boat rolling drunk, mind you.
Man, all they do is eat and drink on a boat. It's crazy.
That sounds wonderful.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to my scones.
Scones,
yes.
Did you know? Just talking about.
Sorry, I just want to know, when you say a fruit scone, do you mean it's got raisins in it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat that.
No, I wouldn't eat that either. I'd have to vote cheese in that case.
Yeah. I'm not. Raisins are okay. They're not.
Oh, I love raisins.
I'd rather have a currant or a blueberry or something like that.
But just to throw a curveball in, at work in the canteen every day, they do scones at breakfast time, and they have cheese and fruit and plain every day. But then they have the daily scone that can be anything. So it could be like an apple and cinnamon, or a cherry scone, or something like that. So something different every day.
Wow.
Wow.
Someone gets creative in there.
Well, yeah, but they're not very good at cooking them, though. They're often hard on the outside and then squishy on the inside. Mary Berry once said that they use too much egg wash, and that causes them to grow wonky as well. So if your egg wash is uneven, your scones grow wonky. I'm growing scones that you're laughing. But get a scone plant.
Don't grow wonky scones.
Wonky.
Did you know, possibly, just out going down this rabbit hole of bacon, that Prue Lee might be leaving Great British Bake Off and Nigella Lawson coming on?
Oh, really? I love Bake Off. I love watching it.
Right. It's like
brilliant.
Well, I think she's doing the celebrity one at the moment, because we love Prue Lee, but
yeah. And
I heard this vicious rumor that Ant and Dec were taking over from Noel and Alison, but I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if anyone else has heard that.
Oh, haven't heard that.
Anyway, listen.
Only
is it a cooking day today, or is it just any gardening going on? So, just kick off the gardening thing. I did my initial sowings on the 5th of February, my chilies and a few little other things. I wrote it down here. I'm going to say it hasn't been that good, and I'm going to give myself 55% out of 100. So not all germinations. Oh. I think I've dampened off my aubergines. I think, when you get when you get a few through and you don't want to take your lid off because you're hoping, you know what I mean? And I think I've caught them like that and I've just keeled over. Then this morning I realised my heat mat I think it's fused or broken. I've never checked, so I had to put backup on. So I've had a bit of a sketchy start. So there's a few things up, but I've say, I don't like a pack of chilies. Let's say the jalapeno ones, 10 seeds in a packet. I've used the long, the little quarter trays, the green ones. Yeah. So, and I've done something because it's happened on all of them. I've only had germination at the ends. So in the middle, there's been no germination. Now that's not, if that was just one tub, you think, well, it might be the actual seeds that I'm getting. That's a bit, but there's about 8 different varieties. And it's in the middle. So I don't know if it's been too hot or too cold or...
Do you have them on a heat mat?
They're on a heat mat. You know what I mean? So...
Too much fan.
Could have been the fan. It might be the bloody fan.
You should have got a cheap, pathetic one that wouldn't have blown them over.
Jess, you weren't here last week, Mark, being a bit thrifty. He bought the bare minimum. And now it's like... it makes such a noise, you can't switch it on.
It's like someone's wheezing into a crisp packet. That's the noise of it.
No.
At least my plants are alive, though.
But that's there. You know what I mean? You can just do that. So have you still kept it, Mark? Have you still kept the fan? Are you going to stick it out?
I might do, just out of sheer pig-headedness. I was going to send it back, but then I'm thinking, I don't have it on all the time. I only put it on every now and again. So I was thinking, well, when I go out, if I just stick it on when I go out, and then when I come back in, I can turn it off. And then I'm not hearing that sort of whining noise all the time, permanently. So, so I might stick with it. The only problem is it's fine in the cupboard upstairs, but if it goes in the greenhouse, it's going to be pathetic. It's not going to blow much in there. Just be a tiny little breath.
It's last gasps. What, Mark? Out of 100%, where do you think you are with germination, seeds coming up? What percentage would you give you?
They were pretty good. So for the chilies, the main ones I've done so far, chilies and aubergines, that are the ones upstairs at the moment. The aubergine was old seed. It went out of date, I think, in December. So just whatever was left in the pack, I went, and now I've got 30 aubergine plants that I don't need. So they'll get thinned out though. So I'll get short loads, and there's too many of them. Chilies were okay. The chilies only did sort of 5 of each. And the new seed that I got, so the new seed has germinated way better than the chili chump ones that I got last year. But obviously they're a bit older now. I mean, the chili chump ones have still germinated, not as well as the new ones. But the new ones that I got from, was it Red Dragon? I think it's called. Is that what they're called? I got some from Red Dragon, and I got some from somewhere else, and brilliant germination, absolutely smashing. It was. Yeah, so can't complain on that front. Can't.
Audrey, what percent would you give yourself then, Mark? Must be higher than mine, then, by the sound of it.
I'd give it about an 85 to 90%, I think. But then I've used the fancy seed compost stuff as well. I got that to try it, so I no idea if that's helped. But obviously, brand new seed this season as well is gonna help.
Did you use just compost, or did you a little bit of perlite and
a little bit of perlite? Yeah. So I don't measure it as such. I'm very kind of ish. So sort of compost, perlite sort of thing. It's just chuck a handful or two in. I don't like get a cup and measure it like a third of perlite and 2/3 of compost or something. I just mix it till it looks about right, and then chuck it in and off it goes.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Now, if you're going up to 85-90%, you know what I mean? That's bloody smash my.
Well, I think if you started them on the 4th, Tony, I think some may not be up yet.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a minute for those to get
it was
rolling.
It was a good heat until my mat failed. You know what I mean? I had a nice constant heat there, but it's strange that the middle, like the middle ones have like gone. So I've got enough to fill me things if I don't lose any. Do you know what I mean? And it might be a case of passing if I'm passing a garden centre, pick up pick one up.
Just had to go in.
But to be honest, it's the aubergines that have kind of been a bit wobbly. Do you know what I mean? You've got loads. I've only got a few, you know what I mean? So, Jess, how about you? Because yours were up the last time I seen you.
Yeah, I've potted up my chilies now. They're looking really good. Just the difference between this year to last year is something else. But germination, even last year I had really fantastic germination. Like everything germinated really quick. It was just then it didn't do anything after that. But I've had 3 fails where nothing's come up, but they were gambles, and I've had to replace the seed. So the Frigatello peppers, which were, I think they said like sow before 2018 or something on them, and I was just like, bugger it, I'll put them in. But I jammed them all, a bit like what you've done with the aubergines, Mark. I just jammed them all in a pot, and I was thinking, oh, well, some will germinate. Nothing germinated. So somebody's very kindly sent me some more of those. And my saved orange habaneros, nothing came up, but for the same reason, they were really old. So yeah, I think it's just old seed, but everything new has been absolutely brilliant. Really good germination on the aubergines, but I lost 5 of them. They just damped off,
That's what's happened. I mean, I've got a couple, Jess, but nothing kind of the amount of seed I put in. You know what I mean? Kind of covered it almost. So I've got some old seed going as well. Some what you call Hungarian hot wax, not 2018. I think it was like 2021, but nothing as yet. But they were sown on I think the 9th.
Yeah. So Audrey could be a plant mule. So when she comes up to visit everybody, she could be a plant mule, just taking plants to different people around the country.
Yeah.
I'll get the order if you can just pick up
our route, Yeah. Because I think, I can. I can do that.
Audrey, I had someone, and there was a comment on from last week. I don't know if it was on this show or on the normal channel, where. A bit high and mighty, shouldn't be transporting seeds. Now, hasn't Baker Creek got some sort of license where they can send, or they did have?
I'm not sure actually if they have a license. I think they just
wing it.
Do it. Wing it.
But they've got She Grows Veg now, haven't they?
Yeah. She sells their seeds, doesn't she?
She sells their seeds.
That could be a tongue
She
twister.
sells seashells on the
sells
seashore.
seeds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not aware of a whole lot of them that actually pay for their license because they're incredibly expensive.
Yeah. And the paperwork that goes into it is just
Yeah.
huge, isn't it?
So I put my husband at ease and said, I'm not smuggling any seeds in our luggage. Because he's like, I don't want to get kicked off the boat. And I was like, you and me both, buddy. Like, we
in
are.
a dinghy and off you go. No,
We are. That is a really expensive packet of seeds if we get kicked off that boat. So yeah, I'm gonna try not to.
Well, actually, Ali's saying there she's bought them from Baker Creek and they've sent them to the UK. I've had them from there, and Ian's saying they just send them in hope.
Right, I really think that's what they do. Because remember, Steve never was able to get any through that he ordered directly from Baker Creek.
Who's She Grows Veg? I haven't heard.
That's Lucy. You know, do you remember Lucy? Yeah, she started a new. Well, it's a bit of a strange one because she. Oh, have I paused? No, I'm back.
You're back. You're back.
She has started a new seed company in the UK, supposedly. But it's quite clearly all Baker Creek seeds, and she's been out to Baker Creek a lot.
Right.
So she's obviously formed a business relationship with them, and she's now importing and selling them under the She Grows Veg name. But it's the bit that's sort of slightly mysterious about it is that they appear to be directly denying that they have anything to do with Baker Creek seeds, which is a bit odd. I have no further information than that. I'm not about to spill some exciting secret. It just seems to be a bit strange that it's quite clearly like they're the same varieties. And Baker Creek's got quite distinctive variety selection, so it's clearly the same. The same.
And they're in Baker Creek envelopes.
Ian's saying every plant needs some sort of, I can't even pronounce that name for some sort of certificate. You know what I mean? So
phytosanitary.
Yeah. Ian's just saying there that it's like, I think the whole thing. He says the thing was misleading because She Grows Veg was a GoFundMe. Yeah, because I put in for her GoFundMe. I put in some money because I thought, well, new seed company is always a bonus. Doesn't matter what it is. You know, you would want as many as possible. There was absolutely no mention that it was a Baker Creek import business. And Baker Creek is really controversial. So
that's what Audrey was mentioning last week.
Yeah, it's a tricky.
So I can understand why they'd want to distance themselves.
Yeah, but their packaging design and their varieties and everything, like they've aligned to themselves quite closely. I wonder. Actually, that's a She Grows Veg seed packet. You can see it's very similar.
Right.
To Baker Creek. They have a very similar sort of aesthetic.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's like direct deception or anything. It's just not kind of put up front that that's what it is.
Cool.
There's your gossip, Tony.
There's yes, before you came on, I was saying, Audrey, we'll have like a couple of minutes to kind of chat. I said, you got any gossip? Audrey, anything going on? She says, no. We'll have to wait for Jess. So
did I get all those council meetings?
Audrey, what germination are you then? Are you what percentage?
Oh, on my peppers?
Yeah. Well,
thus far 0%. So I'm still waiting for the first ones to pop up.
Oh.
And I've planted those on the 9th.
What's the date today? 17th, is it?
17th.
Yeah. So it's about where I'm going to go. We're going to reseed these
next few days.
But I'm going to, I think they're just going to all pop up at one point, and so I'm still very hopeful.
Yeah. Do you ever get the, and Audrey, like when you do get failures, I'm 100% this. Some feel these aubergines, just get them from the garden centre. I haven't got like what you just said there, I'll reseed. I'll have to reseed, but I haven't got that enthusiasm to kind of, you know what I mean? I know I'll have to, but I'm kind of always thinking, it's going to be too late. It's going to be bloody too late.
Well, and I'm growing pepper varieties that I want. I mean, I've really cut down how many peppers I'm growing, and the ones I'm growing, I really want those.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's like a habanero, sure, I'll pick those up at the garden center. And if they don't come, that's what I did last year. They didn't come up for me, so I just bought a few. But a lot of them I would never be able to find locally. So I got to keep seeding.
What about you, Mark? Can you just keep on reseeding, or do you get a little bit flat?
Yeah, kind of. I think Audrey hit the nail on the head there with the varieties. So there was, like, obviously you pick your ones you want. Like, I think something like Brad's Atomic Grape is probably a good example. You know, you get the seeds. You're not going to walk into a garden centre and being able to buy it.
We're not going to get them sent from America now as well as Audrey. They're packing up. That mule's gone.
I'm squeaky clean now.
But I think, like obviously, time's against us here sometimes in the UK in terms of length of season of grown. So if it's like tomatoes, chilies, peppers, whatever, if you've sown them and you know your little plants have come up or whatever, and then they fail after say 4, 6, 8 weeks, you're going to find yourself in a bit of a pickle, I think, in terms of amount of time to get them going. So the garden centre might have to come to a rescue. I had the same, was it last year, but probably the year before, I had loads of problems with my tomatoes, and it turned out to be fungus gnats. So I lost loads and loads of tomato plants and ended up going to the garden centre. And I was lucky. I got some sun gold and things like that I love. Sun gold are fab. But the rest of them were just normal, like I would just say normal varieties, not like the dead interesting ones you can get and you can grow yourself. It was just bog standard average garden centre tomato plants.
I've never, Mark, to be honest, never really seen anything other than the kind of, it's almost like the 6 varieties, you know, like the Alicante Gardeners Delight, which actually I want to grow this year, you know, like the Shirleys. Yeah. You never see anything outside the scope of that. No. I haven't. Do you know what I mean? And you would think someone would set up a little thing doing like heirloom ones, you know what I mean? Like Audrey sent over that.
There you go, Tony.
They are definitely available.
Right.
There was a garden centre down in Sheen, so that's like near me in Richmond, that was independent, but they bought in. They weren't growing them on themselves. And I nipped in there for some reason. I already had enough tomatoes, and I was astounded by the varieties.
Right.
They had, I mean, it must have been 40 varieties of tomato. They had masses of them. And yes, I picked up a load of ones I'd never heard of, and they turned out to be brilliant. But unfortunately, they got bought out by another company, and now they're back to selling the basics. But these were, you know, when you go into a garden centre and you see all the plug plants and stuff, and they've all got the same label, like, you know, they've been bought in from some particular place. That's what these were. Like they had been, so it's obviously happening somewhere. But I haven't seen them again. But yeah, that was really, I was well impressed with that. But it has improved. Like, you know, like you're saying, like you picked up the sun gold and stuff. Yeah. You do often get like a couple of orange varieties and a green cherry or something like that. It's not, I mean, it's nowhere near as exciting as what you can do yourself, but slowly getting better.
I cannot say I've seen anything. You know, again, I've just seen, and I've only got about 4 or 5 around as garden centres, but they're all Alicante. What was that? The million, you know, where that one called Million something, where there's loads of thousands of them.
Million bells or something, is it? Yeah.
The Shirleys, the Roma. You know what I mean? It's just like, but. I mean, that's why I've got about 4 Audrey them Paul Robson seeds left, so that I'm hoping they'll germinate, or I am stuck.
Have you put them in yet?
No, not yet. 24th of March.
It was way too early for tomatoes. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's right.
So, what Ian saying now? The buzzword of gardening heirlooms.
Heirloom seeds.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are we sown now, Jess, full throttle? Do you know, like in anger? Are we doing everything now? Are you at that stage where like it's go? You know, we've done the chilies, we've done, you know, the odd few things like that, aubergines. Are we now sowing everything?
Well, I've got, like, at the moment, I've got racks and racks of cell trays ready to go. and I've got a long list of February sowings, but they're not necessarily heat stuff. So it's things like peas, sweet peas, parsley, coriander. It's all stuff that will grow downstairs in the conservatory. I don't have to like mollycoddle it up here. But the cucumbers are looking fantastic.
Are they?
Yeah, they're looking really, really good. I've got, in fact, I'll just grab them. They're just here. Like, little chaps.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Coming along. Yeah, they're looking really good. For some reason, my light setup... Oh, I'm going to be blinded again. Hold on. My light setup this year is just working a complete treat. Like, it's really come on really well. Much better than previous years, even though it's the same set of lights. So I've obviously got something right.
Well, it's the compost. I'm telling you, man. Bloody. Mine, it's lovely to hear that, Jess, to be honest, because it was like everyone was in the wars, apart from bloody JB, who's
I don't know what JB was doing.
Has he got Japanese man flu? Am I led to believe? Is he? That's why he's not on.
Japanese man flu.
He's full of cool. I can't make it to him. Sorry, I can't do it. I feel terrible. Mark, are you sowing in anger everything or?
Ish. No, I don't think I'm quite in full flow yet. So I've got the chilies and all that jazz on the go in the greenhouse. I've somehow now got more onions than anybody could ever eat on the go. There's so many onions in the greenhouse at the minute, which is good because the Japanese ones are still looking a bit.
I wish I'd put the picture you send us.
No,
they're not pretty at all. Do you know what I mean?
They're looking a bit sketchy. The sweet peas are up. They're looking good. I was a bit worried about them. They took ages to germinate this year, but they've come up. There's broad beans that are up. I've got some cauliflowers and some cabbages. I did some potatoes at the weekend. So on Sunday,
I've got the bloody potatoes here, Mark, but I forgot all about them, to be honest.
So I'm going early. So they're in the polytunnel, and I've gone for rocket. So rocket only takes about 10 to 12 weeks to mature.
I've got the rocket behind this computer screen there, to be honest. But...
Well, they're in the polytunnel. They're in a bucket. They're in a polytunnel. The bucket's wrapped in bubble wrap.
Right.
And I thought, right, it'll be fine. And today, it started snowing. So great time. And I'm hoping they'll be all right, obviously, in the tunnel, in the bucket, in the bubble wrap. So
why didn't you start them off in the greenhouse then? Because is the greenhouse not got heat?
No, I don't heat the greenhouse, so the greenhouse is there. But I was just up the allotment, and the buckets were there, and I thought, well, I'll just do them there. They're in the polytunnel, all wrapped up, all like toasty warm. So hopefully, I'm thinking 10 to 12 weeks, so mid-May, which should be the earliest ones I've ever managed to harvest. So, and as long as they're good, I mean, if they turn out to be a load of rubbish, it's you've lost 3 seed potatoes, so there's nothing to lose by giving it a try.
That's exciting. Talking about the cold weather, I was just going to say, talking about the cold weather, and you saying the things you started. I've actually lost some broad beans, ones that were planted out that were looking really strong. Like the cold is really, broad beans. Whenever it gets cold, they all lie down, and then they stand back up again when they recover. Well, a couple of them just haven't. They've got the black stem where they've just absolutely rotted off. Right. So it's obviously been a lot colder than I realised down here. Like it's proper taking them out.
I'm going to start soon, I think, in anger. Them. You've just showed them trays. Have they got nothing in behind you? They're just ready to roll.
Yeah, I've got 1, 2. I've planted up, sewn up 2 trays. And then under here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 7 cell trays filled with compost and ready to go, but nothing in them yet. At the moment, they've just got stuff resting on top of them because I have completely run out of space. So.
That's one of the main things for it, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like space. It's just like
and it's too cold at the allotment at the moment. Like the greenhouse is getting down to like -2. So it's just too cold at the moment. So everything's inside, not heated, but indoors. So I'm hoping we're going to have a pretty decent stretch that we'll be able to get them out a bit earlier than we did last year. Because last year everything was inside for such a long time. Luckily, nothing grew, so it wasn't like they were big plants to keep inside. But it's like,
luckily, last year was a total failure, so we were all right.
Yeah, well, I've just written that one off. It's like I was looking today when I was doing something for the video and looking at the beginning of April last year. I was looking for something specific, and I was looking at. There's a picture of me. I should have sent it to you, actually, Tony. And I'm just like this with a pot with a chili that I've potted up that's still just the 2 seedlings, and I'm just like.
Yes, I remember. To be honest, I remember you showing and saying it.
I mean, that could have. That picture's basically like a poster for the year. That was it. I was like, oh no, yeah, it's looking good this year.
I was gonna say, what do you mean about sowing angry?
It's just it's an expression in anger. It's like in anger, fast, quick. Like now, do it, go.
Oh, full force.
Okay. Full force.
Okay. It's like that.
I don't think I'm like.
He's not there like slamming his beans into
I know.
the ground.
I don't think you're gonna
your mother chuckers. Grow your mother chuckers. That's what my seed company should be called. Grow your mother chuckers. No. Audrey, what temperature? Because I'm going to ask you now. What temperatures have you got there now? And are you a fair weather gardener?
Well, it is -9 Celsius right now. And no, I'm not going outside to garden right now. So if that means I'm fair weather, yes, I am. So I'm staying inside and doing what I can to sow seeds. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself fair weather because I pretty much think about it, 365. So
it's easy to think about it. It's getting out there. Do you know what I mean? That's the bloody.
Well, granted, but when I can, I do. Mm-hmm. So we're still filling jugs up and putting them out there in the -8 degree weather. So I'm doing everything I can.
I tell you why I asked Audrey, just because I've been building that bed and it's been lovely weather, and you almost get like this kind of false sense, and then all of a sudden it's just come back miserable, wet, cold, and I'm like back, So I think I might be a fair weather gardener. I'm stuck in the house thinking it's wet, can't go up the allotment. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I don't think that means. See, I see a fair weather gardener as like last year we all had it was not a good year. So to me, a fair weather gardener throws the shovel in and says, I'm done. And they don't do anything more we all stuck it up and got what we could and were darn happy.
For better or worse.
Right? No matter how little, no matter how horrible, we were thrilled. Yeah. That strikes me as a fair weather gardener. But I think those of us that keep plugging along and getting it done, we are all season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like you say, anybody who managed to grow anything last year can't be a fair weather gardener.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that carrot cost me how much time and how much money, but man, that was a good carrot. That one carrot that I got.
I was going to say, does everyone know what Audrey's saying? Like carrot.
Exactly.
Singular.
That was a delicious meal. Yes.
Mark, what about you? You'll not get into the Highlands up there with bloody when it's windy and gale.
We don't have fair weather. There's no. No, I think it's very different for me at different times of the year. Like, I mean, I'm out all year round, but I would say probably October. It's still harvesting in October. So October, November, December, into January. It's all the sort of like project jobs that I do up at the allotment, like new beds, painting, fixing things, doing this, that, and the other. Not a lot of like gardening in the sense of growing stuff or sowing seeds or doing things like that, but starting to probably transition, I would say. Probably end of February into March is probably when it started to sort of change into the sort of doing more growing things. Like you were saying about the seeds there as well. I think maybe it's not this weekend, maybe it's the weekend after. I'll be onto stuff like beetroot and probably some salad leaves and stuff like that going in. So really starting to get into the sort of gentler gardening side of stuff, the sort of sowing the seeds, the sorting the compost, and those sort of big projects that you need to do will be sort of done.
Ali's just made a good point in the chat there. Like, what gets her is the gloom, like poor light. Do you know what I mean? And I say your ditto, Jess, that gets you as well. You know what I mean? It is when it's dank and dark. It's just dark at 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? It's just
stuck time wise as well. I mean, sort of like weekends are fine. I can go on a Sunday all day sort of thing. But at the minute, it's getting better now. I must admit, now it's getting better. But like after work, for probably the last sort of however many months, I couldn't go. So even if I finished work at like 4 o'clock, it's pitch black by 4 o'clock. I mean, it's better now. Probably 5:30. It's starting to get dark now, so I can maybe just get an hour in after work. But yeah,
But on the flip side, Mark, you've got the cafeteria doing scone a day. You know what I mean? So there's no gloom in your world.
I don't go to work.
Cherry.
Wear my bowler hat and umbrella.
Jess, I'm guessing what Audrey said. It's just like we all weather gardeners. We're not, you know what I mean. We just get in there. Would you go up if it's raining? If you had something to do, would you kind of stick it out in the rain or?
Yeah, well, there's chickens, so you don't have a choice. I mean, I absolutely hold my hands up. Like, Mum does the majority of the girlies because we've still got this, like I think I said a couple of weeks ago, we've still got this sort of problem with the rats in the area. So at the moment, the girls are being like got up in the morning and put to bed at night. So they're inside their cage anyway. It's not like they're just running around willy-nilly. But yeah, Mum goes up every morning and every night to put them back. And then because they're there, like we've got to go up in the day to let them out and sort them out and stuff. So you don't really have a choice. But they have changed as much more towards it doesn't matter what the weather's like kind of gardening, whereas before we had them, if it'd be raining for like a couple of days, it's just oh no. But now it's an irrelevancy if it's pissing down with rain, so
you've got to get up there.
Got to go up anyway.
So would you, though, if it's pissing down with rain, would you stay there and think, I really should just turn that bed or move this, or would you just think, oh, I'll do that tomorrow? I
mean, it does depend, because if you're going to do more damage than good, like you can't really dig in the rain because you end up just making a mud pile. And the jobs that I've got to do, like Mark was saying, it's just like the heavy jobs. I've got to make a new compost bin, and I've got to sort of relay a floor for the chicken house and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, basically, no, I don't want to do that in the rain. But I'll do it in the cold and the wind. But if it's really, really wet, when you're walking around, you're just ruining the, ground surface and stuff. So,
yeah, just for any of our new listeners who are just starting out there, you know what I mean? It's all right to just miss a day or two, you know what I mean? Oh.
Well, not at the minute. Audrey's coming, so it is all hands to the pump.
Yeah, it is absolute.
To get everything
out with the nail scissors.
I doubt I'll get anything soon, to be honest.
I have seen all of your allotments. So, there's no mysteries. Please do not. Just enjoy growing new stuff for this year.
I've just bought a new powered jet washer. I'm going to have to take that up and do the paths, the lot. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's constant. It's constant for the Queen coming. I've got even going by proper bunting to put along the fence. Do you know what I mean? And party poppers. Hey!
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
She thinks you're kidding.
Anything else? Anybody got anything to talk about before we move on? Or
I've bought a thing. Let me show you. I've got a show and tell. Here it is. Look at this. Not the usual gardening accoutrement. You could use it in scones if you wanted.
Yeah.
Cinnamon. Yeah. So the other week, I think it was Audrey and Jess, did you both mention about the cinnamon being good for fungus gnats? So I do get a problem from time to time with fungus gnats when growing the plants inside in the cupboard and stuff upstairs. So I've been to Tesco's. Off I went. Jolly well walked down the street, and I bought a jar of cinnamon to sprinkle on top of the compost as recommended to try and keep the fungus gnats at bay.
Right. So you haven't tried it yet?
Not yet. No, it's still sealed. It's still. I'm going to open this and spill it all over the floor.
I think you should do a live cinnamon challenge right now.
Oh, where you sort of scoop it.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. There you go. So I've got the yellow paper of death in the place where they're grown as well, in the cupboard upstairs to catch them. But there's a few. There's not a lot. There's the odd one. You can see them floating about. So got the cinnamon. Plus, it's got the added bonus of if it doesn't work and all my plants die, I've got someone else to blame. Even better. Even better.
So who mentioned it, Mark? Was it?
I've never tried it, but no. I've been told it a lot.
I did. I use it. What it does too is it helps keep the mold and the fungus that will grow on the top of our seeds, keeps that like really in check. Which I think, because I think that also is what attracts the fungus gnats. So it kind of helps with the life cycle. Like,
does it not get washed away though? Does it not get washed away if you just?
Not if you bottom water, Tony.
Oh, there's a good point, Audrey. There's a good one. That's actually like a school teacher telling us, well, you don't cheat. Do it properly. If I call you cheating, Tony, are you copying off somebody else? You're right, Audrey. So bottom water, and it'll stay on the top.
That helps a lot with fungus gnats.
Oh, everyone's mentioning their little things there. Ginger. Mama's saying ginger sprouting, but nematodes. I've just seen some of them who mentioned cinnamon poisoning. This is Chris. Plants thrive, humans and gnats dead as a door. The doornail. She uses vermiculite.
Wow, for a human, that'd be a lot of cinnamon.
That'd be a lot of cinnamon, yeah.
Maybe Chris just really hates cinnamon.
Well, that
especially scones.
Bloody right.
Let's see, what else have I got? Question: Why has raised beds took off? Jess, you've got raised beds. Why do you think everyone's went down that road of raised beds?
We've had raised beds since 1986, so they've always been a thing. I think. I don't know. Is everybody doing?
No, I just remember watching like the old, like Jeffrey Smith programs. Like watching his garden things. There was no raised beds in them days, and now it just seems like, especially every YouTuber's got raised beds, and anyone new coming into the does raised beds. You know what I mean? It's just like...
Yeah.
And I also remember, though, Charlie Dowden, he doesn't... I'm sure he's not a raised bed fan, to be honest.
No, he talks a lot about raised beds being...
Are you weird?
Get a raised bed.
You're on TV, love. It's not radio.
Don't mind me. He talks a lot about raised beds being problematic for slugs, I think, is his main issue. I've never found that to be the case. So that's not something that... But yeah, I do remember when years ago, you did always just used to see the old allotment style, which was just dug over land, wasn't it? With paths kind of between. I don't know.
It always seems to be like raised beds, even like in our, people's allotments or where I am. You know what I mean? If someone new comes in, there's always like the building the raised bed.
Well, it's quite good. Oh, we can't access your video.
Audrey's got the cinnamon cough.
Audrey's been breathing in.
It's a Japanese man flu.
Oh my!
You all right there?
I am.
Yeah.
You good?
I was going to say there's a picture of me.
Sorry, this is not boring for me.
Oh,
Oh, look at that. Oh, brilliant.
Man. Jess, you've been
Wow.
gardening all your life then, when you think.
Yeah.
So that's not on. Is that on the?
That's on the allotment. Yeah.
Is it? Right.
I was just. I had a really nice one of Mum and me that I was just about to show you, but I can't find it now. Oh, there we go. That's on our allotment, Mum and I.
Oh, fab.
Oh,
That's brilliant.
So yeah, raised beds are like all the way from back then.
Nothing new in yours, and yes. Just I know
they're tidy.
Yeah.
I just think it's if you want to go do something, you can contain it to one bed, and you feel like you've gotten something done that day.
Yeah,
psychologically.
Yeah,
it's really good in terms of completed a
exactly completed a task. The bed's clean, looks beautiful. I mean, I use them because I need the height of the bed. So for me, it's a very practical solution because my raised bed's way higher than all of yours. So, I mean, mine are 36, 42 inches.
Well, I built mine already on that kind of understanding. I'm getting no younger, so eventually, you know what I mean, like digging a full garden over is like going to be, you know. So I thought I'll just start with beds, you know what I mean? But
yeah, I guess aesthetically they look nice as well. I think the way they look. Yeah. Obviously, if you're into that, paint them different colours and things. You know, for Audrey coming, I'm gonna have to paint all the beds that I've got. They're gonna have to be.
I hope you do. Color, you know what I mean?
All perfectly
and
painted.
The insides.
And the insides, they'll all be done inside and out. You know, but like even something like growing carrots, for example. Like I've got a double height pallet collar, so the bed's year high. If I had to dig that into the ground, I'd be absolutely blooming knackered trying to do that. And obviously the compost in there as well. It's been through the soil mill and stuff like that, so it's really like sort of fine. No lumps and bumps and stuff like that. And you can control the environment, I think, a lot better inside the raised beds.
Going up gives you more control, doesn't it?
Yeah, control it up the way.
And you know, again, it's like it is not a new thing, Jess, but it's like they've all these metal beds coming out there now. You know what I mean? So it's it's
like the prefab kind of just plonked down type. Yeah.
I've got two of them, and they're
what the light mark? Are they all
corrugated ones?
Yeah, corrugated ones. So one of them's a big, massive round one, which is it's really deep. It's I've not quite filled it up yet, and the other one's like a U-shaped one. And the U-shaped one is brilliant. It looks amazing because I can go and stand in the middle of the U and sort of work all the way around it.
Yeah.
And it's right out the front of the polytunnel. But they actually come with a little rubber tubing sort of bit that goes on the top because they're incredibly sharp on the top. So they send you gloves to wear as well when you build them. So in the pack, there's gloves and you've got your nuts and bolts and stuff. But the sharp edges of the metal, you can slice your finger open if you're not careful with them.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah, look good though.
Yeah, I've got a like the netting shed on the plot is made of the same stuff, and I was shocked by how flimsy it was. We didn't buy it; it happened to be our next door neighbour moved away, and they had it still in the cellophane wrapper. But until is it the same? Like, is it really flimsy until you actually put it together and fill it with? Because that shed, it took 3 of us because each panel you're trying to attach them and they're doing all this and trying to get it was. But as soon as it was all bolted together, it was like proper. There
must be loads.
I suppose they're really good in terms of like selling them because wood has become so expensive, and that they're really light to transport. You know, for shipping and stuff.
Wood is so expensive, Jess. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
I built that big bed, and it's cost nearly £250 for the wood. You know what I mean?
It's just nuts, isn't it? Absolutely.
I mean, I was buying fence posts as well, so I guess you've got that to take in, and concrete mix and all that stuff. So maybe 200. You know what I mean? But like,
it's crazy.
Oh, I know.
It's a lot for potatoes.
It's a lot of potatoes to grow,
when you think about it, right? Like,
don't go there, Audrey. Don't go there. Don't stop it. Stop it. £200 for a bag of potatoes. That's what it's cost us. If I'm lucky, you know.
Eat one at a time, very carefully. Yes.
Listen, we're top of the hour there now, so I think, you know what I mean. Before Audrey chokes, we'll.
No, I'm good now. Thank
you.
you.
You're all right now, there.
You know.
Audrey, where can we find you?
You can find me here on Mondays. Real Food Comes Dirty, YouTube, Instagram, and .com.
Lovely. Mark?
Thank you.
You can find me at Mark's Allotment Plot on YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, TikTok, and thank Potty, it's Friday on the Potty Mouth Gardener channel, 7 o'clock on a Friday night.
We're here to just kick back and ease you into the weekend. There.
Exactly.
Proper topics, scones.
Everything and anything. Hoovers, ironing, anything.
Jessie, where can we find you?
You can find me at Plot 37 on YouTube, Instagram, Substack, and my website.
This is a new one just been thrown in there. Substack. Well, hey, get you right. Lovely. Thank you very much. And if you just want, on the chat, I will have my live feedback, and you can go over there and see my greenhouse, my chilies, my 55% mark score at the moment. Let's hope it gets a little bit better. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Thank you in the chat. Lovely to see you there again, as usual. Thank you so much. Take good care.
See you later.
Bye. Bye.